We are starting in provisioning norms of non-performing assets. Bank is giving loan to different categories: SME and agricultural, commercial, residential, commercial, and others. Bank should classify all the accounts as NPA only if the interest is due during any quarter is not serviced fully within 90 days from the end of the quarter. Banks are required to classify non-performing assets into these categories: substandard assets, doubtful assets, up to 1 year, 1 to 3 years, more than 3 years, and unsecured. And last is loss asset. So provisioning means creating reserves. आपको पता है जब हम लोग सेल्स करते हैं, प्रोडक्ट सेल करते हैं, तो हम लोग क्रेडिट पे अगर सेल करते हैं तो सामने वाला पे नहीं करता है तो हम लोग बैड डेब्ट्स में लिखते हैं. अगर सामने वाली पार्टी आपको पेमेंट नहीं करती है तो आप सीधा उसको बैड डेब्ट्स में लिख देते हो कि ये पैसे मिलने वाले नहीं है. तो सिमिलरली मैनेजमेंट कैसे होता है, बैंकिंग सेक्टर में कैसे मैनेज किया जाता है? जितने भी लोन्स दिए जाते हैं उसको हम लोग असेट बोलते हैं. व्हाट इज एन असेट? ऑल द लोन्स and advances given by a bank is a asset for the bank, because bank will earn interest on the loan amount, right? Bank will earn interest on the loan amount because it is an asset for the bank. जो भी इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करेगी उसको उतना मिलेगा. So you have to classify the bank assets into non-performing loans or advances. If you stop getting interest on the investment, if you stop getting interest on the loan, you will start dividing the money into bad debts. You will start writing it in the bad debts. So you have to create the reserve for bad debts accordingly. Standard asset, direct advances to the loan given to small medium enterprises sector and agricultural sector. Bank should make provision, bank should make reserve for standard assets under SME and agriculture sector at the rate 0.25%. So this is a general provision for the loans which are given to the agricultural sector and they are unable to pay that amount. That is why we are writing provision for bad debts 0.25% on that loan amount. Advances to the commercial, residential or real estate sector. Housing loan extended at teaser rates and restructured advances as per mandatory provision. All other loans at 0.40%. If we take the substandard category, substandard assets would be one which has remained NPA for a period of less than or equal to 12 months. Less than or equal to 12 months. In this case, the borrower is unable to pay interest and installment amount. If borrower is unable to pay from 12 months up to 12 months or less than 12 months, that borrower will come under substandard borrower. Substandard borrower. And we have to write provisioning of 15% for secured portion and 25% for unsecured portion. What it means? 25% for unsecured portion. That means if we have given loan without taking any asset as a pledge or collateral, then you have to write 25% provisioning requirement is condition is if you have not taken any collateral for the loan, then take 25% of the loan amount as provision. Or you can take 15% for the secured portion. For doubtful assets, if it is a secured loan, you can realize the value of loan by selling those securities. जो भी securities दिया है secured portion में उनको बेच सकते हो आप. You can sell it out and you can recover bank's money. Bank can recover their money. Provision can be made on the following basis. The rates given for up to 1 year. If the person is not paying a secured loan up to 1 year, it will be provisioning norms for NPA will be 25% of the loan amount. If person has taken a loan for more than 1 year, 1 to 3 years means loan is taken for from up to 1 year, it is 25%. For more than 2 years, for more than 3 years, there is a different classification. For 3 years and for 2 years, it is 40%. More than 3 years, it is 100% provisioning. So when secured loan is not paid by the borrower on time, if they are unable to pay installment up to 1 year, they have not paid installment, then we have to make bad debts provisioning of 25%. If the borrower is not paying from 2 years, if the borrower is unable to pay from 2 years, then we have to make bad debts provisioning of 40%. If borrower is unable to pay secured loan from more than 3 years, then 100% provisioning has to be done. These are the RBI norms for NPAs. If we talk about the unsecured loan, we have to make 100% provisioning. If it is up to 1 year, then also 100%. 1 to 3 years, then also 100%. More than 3 years, then also 100%. So in unsecured, if it is up to 1 year, then also we have to make 100% provisioning. So while reading the question, you have to find out whether it is a secured loan or unsecured loan. And if it is unpaid till first year, up to 1 year, then 25% provisioning. If it is a secured loan not paid from 2 years, then provisioning of 40%. And if it is not paid till 3 years, more than 3 years completed, but the borrower is not paying a single amount, single rupee, then 100% provisioning has to be done. Loss asset is 100%. What is loss asset? This asset are permitted to remain in the books for any reason. 100% of outstanding should be provided for. Loss asset is one where the loss has been identified by the bank, internal or external auditors, or RBI inspection. RBI has inspected that particular loan amount to whom we have given. This amount is uncollectible. So it is not recoverable. 100% लॉस असेट. आपको पता है कि ये पक्का है कि ये देने वाला नहीं है पैसा. This type of borrower will come in the loss asset category. So if you are not paying till 3 months, then standard asset. If you are not paying 3 months to 12 months, it is substandard asset. Doubtful asset up to 1 year, 1 to 3 years, more than 3 years, unsecured, and loss asset 100%. First question from provisioning of NPAs. We have classified the loans into different categories. 6,000 lakhs loan taken by the borrower, not paid installment and principal interest amount up to 3 months, it will come in 6,000 standard asset. Substandard asset means up to 12 months not paid the amount of 4,400. Doubtful fully secured. Now it is a secured loan for 1 year. Up to 1 year, this person has not paid the amount of 1800 lakhs. This amount is unpaid. So 25% of this. For 2 years, 40% provisioning. For 3 years, 40% provisioning. More than 3 years, 600 into 100%. Loss asset, it is always 100% provisioning. So we have classified our loans into different categories. If the person is making late payment till 3 months, it will come in standard asset. If the person is making late payment up to 12 months or less than 12 months but more than 3 months, it will come under the substandard category. This borrower will be classified as a substandard asset. Doubtful category for 1 year, 1800. For 2 years, 1200. For 3 years, 800. Now this is our solution. 0.40% for standard asset. This is the provisioning norms percentage given by RBI. Standard asset 0.40% because it comes in other category. Substandard asset 15%. Doubtful fully secured for 1 year it is 25%. For 2 years 40%. For 3 years 40%. For more than 3 years 100%. Loss asset 100%. In last row we have to write total provision required to be made by the Lena commercial bank. So we will write the provisioning, calculate the provisioning amount. $6,000 into 0.40. $24 lakhs, 4,400 into 15%, 660, 1,800 into 25%, 450, 1,200 into 40%, 480, 800 into 40%, 320, 100% है तो डायरेक्ट लिखो 600, 600 into 100%, 600, 1,200 into 100%, 1,200. Total provision required 24 plus 660 plus 450 plus 480 plus 320 plus 600 plus 1200. 3734. 3734. This is the amount of provisioning required to be done by Lena Bank. So this is the statement showing the provisioning of non-performing assets. We are solving second question from the provisioning norms given by RBI along with the standard and substandard doubtful loss asset categories. Let's look at the second question. From the following information, find out the amount of provision required to be made in the profit and loss account of Indigo Commercial Bank for the year ended 31st March 2017. Asset classification: standard asset 2000 lakhs, substandard asset 1000 lakhs, doubtful category fully secured for 1 year, up to 1 year, up to 3 years, up to 1 year 450 lakhs, up to 3 years 200 lakhs, for more than 3 years 150 lakhs, loss asset 250 lakhs. $2,000 into 0.40% provisioning, 2,000 into 0.40%, 8 lakhs, 1,000 into 15%, 150 lakhs, 450 into 25%, 112.50, 200 into 40%, 80 lakhs, 150 into 100%, 150, 250 into 100%, 250. Total provision required 750.50. So you have to remember provision percentage for different asset classified. For different assets, we have different percentage of provisioning. Only you have to remember this percentage and you have to multiply this percentage with the amount and you will get the provision in lakhs. Last May, total provision required, you have to make total of that. So this is the statement showing the provisioning of NPA for Indigo Commercial Bank.